Richard Harrison, the old man from Pawn Stars, has established a prosperous and affectionate reputation as one of the most popular business people in Las Vegas. As clients and watchers of the History Channel program, the proprietor of Gold and Silver Pawn Shop has captured our hearts over the years. After 40 years in the pawning industry, fans and watchers were shocked and moved by his sudden death. Fans were left stunned by his last words and his family's response. I want you to keep watching to learn more about the old man's life and his perplexing last desires about his inheritance. Committing sins long before Sin City. Harrison always had a thing for cars, even if he wasn't always all business. He committed indiscretions and small-time crimes with vehicles before beginning his illustrious career in Sin City. However, he had to decide between serving his term in jail and joining the American military when he was caught stealing a car in his late teens. Harrison chose to enlist in the Navy to escape going to prison. To his surprise, he ended up serving for another 20 years. Starting a family. Harrison married his wife, Joanne Rue, a few years after meeting in 1958. Harrison and his future wife finally felt prepared to conceive a family despite Harrison's Navy service. The couple's first daughter, Sherry, was born shortly after the wedding. Harrison spent more time with his new family of 3 after being discharged from the Navy in 1962. Unfortunately, Harrison's difficult years were far from ended. Re-enlisting for his daughter. Regretfully, Sherry, Harrison and Rue's infant daughter, was born with Down syndrome. Harrison liked being there for his family, but as the medical bills mounted, he had to figure out how to provide for them. Fortunately, he could take care of his daughter with the support of the family health care package he got as part of his military perks. He thus decided to re-enlist in the Navy a little over a year after his discharge. But just after a few years, Sherry died at the tender age of 6, causing the family to experience a terrible loss. How tragic. Petty crimes to petty officer. Harrison was moved to San Diego, California, on the West Coast in 1967 because it was time for a change. Remarkably, Harrison turned his life around from committing small-time offenses to achieving the high rank of petty officer after serving in the Navy. How inspirational! The two infatuated people welcomed 3 gorgeous newborn sons, Chris, Rick, and Joseph, into their lives during his 20 years in the military. But Mama Joan wasn't only about raising 3 sons. Investing in real estate. Harrison's wife concentrated on being a working mother while he was away, serving as a well-respected officer in his unit. However, she also wanted to explore the real estate industry and get a license in the field. She immediately established her firm in 1973, 3 years after obtaining her license, and Harrison joined her following his release and worked part-time at her office. Regretfully, the family was going to face yet another difficult period due to the deteriorating real estate market of that decade. A little bit of lady luck. The American real estate market was severely impacted in the 1970s, and Harrison's wife's company was no exception. They were enmeshed in a maze of debt, with a staggering $1 million owed. Harrison thought it was time for another change of scenery and maybe a little luck too, as they had to develop a new life plan quickly. The family relocated to Las Vegas in the early 1980s, where they would soon establish a family company and a significant goods and trade operation. Trying his luck. The Harrison family moved to Las Vegas, the amazing city of second chances, in 1981. Harrison was prepared to try his business luck after trying his hand at the Navy. With only a few thousand in their pocket, Harrison took a chance and established his pawn shop shortly after they arrived. The Gold and Silver Coin establishment was precisely what its name suggested, a trade establishment specializing in gold and silver coins. However, the family had no idea how terrific their life would soon be. Before online buying was a thing. Online shopping and eBay buying and selling have become commonplace, yet just a few decades ago they were hardly a thing. People used to spend their time in pawn shops and trade shops buying, selling, and haggling over precious objects and personal possessions before the advent of smartphones and online shopping. The ability of the traders and appraisers to supply their customers with a satisfactory loan distinguishes a successful pawn shop. The initial emphasis of the gold and silver coin shop was minted, but that didn't mean they intended to stick to it. being great, not just good. Harrison was prepared to work tirelessly to make his firm succeed after investing $10,000 to launch it. Harrison thus needed to pick up knowledge quickly on a wide range of topics, not simply coins, to succeed in the industry. Harrison began learning about fantastic products from vintage and antique autos to expensive Rolex watches. But his expertise in various modern and old products wasn't the only thing he honed before rising to the industry's top. Negotiation skills. We'll let you know that Harrison was a family guy first and foremost if it wasn't obvious before. Rick, one of his kids, accompanied the new and better businessman. Harrison put a lot of effort into improving his sales and product expertise over the following years, and his teenage son helped him along the way. However, the two needed to be excellent at more than just knowing a little bit about a lot. Additionally, the two were required to hone their negotiating abilities, which would soon become a hallmark of the father-son dynamic pair. How did Rick get into the business? Rick has been hanging out with his dad at the pawn store since he was a teenager. However, why did Rick first seem so interested in pawning? It all began just before his adolescence. Regretfully, at the age of 8 or thereabouts, Rick was diagnosed with epileptic seizures. As a result, he read a great deal of literature while confined to his bed. He's said to have been inspired to become the successful hustler and haggler he is today by the television show The Great Brain, based on a book about a 10-year-old child who finds methods to rescue the day while earning money. A passion for history and making money. It's logical to assume that Rick's love of reading and studying, particularly about history, was the source of his astute economic acumen and ability to discern genuine gems from rubbish. He immersed himself in historical knowledge since, as a child, reading was all he could do. And ever since he was 13, he's been in his father's shop at his side, learning all the tricks and witnessing the magic. Thus, when Rick joined his father at the pawn shop, his innate hustler skills came to the fore. Combined with his love of history and a strong desire to make money. What a strong and intelligent teenager. King of purchasing underpriced merchandise. The father and son developed an unfathomable closeness over the company. They soon adopted a good cop, bad cop negotiating strategy and fueled one another's enthusiasm. Before they knew it, their little 300 square meter store was ready for an overhaul. However, their success wasn't only due to their product expertise and negotiating abilities. The old man was called the king of purchasing underpriced merchandise because he was naturally adept at determining a product's true and exact worth. Another big move. Harrison and Rick put a lot of effort into honing their pawning techniques every day before they became significant stars on the History Channel. By 1986, the family was prepared for another considerable relocation, with Rick being a natural hustler and Harrison being a great appraiser. The company was so successful in a few years that the now more seasoned hagglers could remodel and move the store to a much bigger structure. But the company lease was only supposed to last for a few years. What would the family do in this case? Keeping the business going. Harrison found himself at another fork in the road in 1988 when the gold and silver coin shop's business license expired. He adored everything about the pawning world and thought he had finally discovered his vocation. Who wouldn't like the thrilling chaos of the City of Lights? He undoubtedly came across and was in the presence of various incredible relics, antique goods, and fascinating backstories because millions of individuals from all walks of life flocked to Vegas. To continue operating his company, the old man decided to relocate. From coin shop to pawn shop. Harrison discovered the ideal location for his new store, just a few miles from the renowned and beautifully illuminated Las Vegas Strip. In addition to increasing the store's size, they also added more merchandise. Their idea of pawning remained the same, but they now concentrated on everything that may be worth a good penny rather than just coins. A new name also accompanied the new storefront. They changed their name from the Gold and Silver Coin Shop to the now famous Gold and Silver Pawn Shop. How thrilling! From 10,000 to 10,000 items in possession. The business remains proud, sturdy, and lofty decades later. Harrison turned his life around and built a multi-million-dollar company from only $10,000 in the 1980s. By the late 2000s, he had acquired over 10,000 products for the store's inventory and possession. Harrison and Rick's charming father-son relationship, excellent negotiation and appraisal abilities, and extensive inventory were the foundation of the store's reputation. However, as the years went by, the business evolved into much more than Harrison and his son's source of employment. Bringing on another Harrison. While taking over the family company once your parents retire is common practice, starting your own business with your family is not always a brilliant idea. But as the Harrisons have often shown, their synergy is just excellent. Harrison and his son Rick co-owned the gold and silver pawn shop for the first 10 years. However, they seem prepared to add another player, or maybe more accurately, a family member to the squad. Three-generation family business. Later in life, Rick would be known as the Spotter because of his ability to negotiate and distinguish genuine treasure from phony knockoffs. However, it turns out that Harrison and Rick's innate sales abilities and pawning potential were unique qualities that ran in the family rather than being the result of chance or ability. When he was 9, Rick's little son, Corey, became interested in the pawning game. He's assisted his father and grandfather in the shop since the early 2000s. How adorable! Loved by locals and the world. Austin Chumley Russell, Corey's boyhood buddy, and the three haggling Harrison men had a solid reputation at the gold and silver pawn shop and were sweeping the pawn shop industry. The fact that 3 generations ran the family firm was not only adored by the people of Las Vegas, but their endearing personalities would soon win over followers worldwide. How did Harrison go from a company owner to one of America's most popular reality TV personalities? It all began with a personal business concept of his kid. The conception of Pawn Stars. Harrison aspired to be a businessman and manage his opulent pawn store with his family. But all of a sudden, Rick had a fresh dream and wanted to record it. Rick was adamant about perfecting every aspect of his TV program concept and sharing a glimpse of their exciting life at the business with the globe. The idea behind the now famous and successful program, Pawn Stars, was to chronicle the fantastic daily lives of the Harrison family at their multi-million-dollar shop. They had no idea this would be so popular. Well-loved and favored reality TV show. The gold and silver pawn shop was doing quite well, even though people purchased online and sold at eBay. People enjoyed watching the show just as much as they enjoyed buying, if not more. The store became one of the most popular tourist destinations in Las Vegas, and it gained millions of spectators. Furthermore, since its premiere in 2009, Pawn Stars has remained one of the most popular and beloved reality TV programs in the United States. A dream come true indeed. An inspiring life story. The life story of Richard Harrison is very motivating. His quick intellect, acute eye, ardent drive, and compassionate personality have kept him going through many hardships and challenges in life. He undoubtedly worked hard to provide his wife and kids with all they could want, since he was a devoted and caring family guy. Unfortunately, Harrison would have to confront one more obstacle and conflict after a long life of adventure. Losing the final battle. Richard Harrison undoubtedly turned his life around and tried to live it to the fullest, from stealing automobiles as a teenager to collecting exquisite antique cars as an adult. This is the reason why the old man's Parkinson's disease diagnosis devastated everyone, including family and admirers. Regretfully, the beloved and well-known Harrison died on June 25, 2018, at the age of 77 after losing the fight against his sickness. He lived a full life and through the history television show Pawn Stars, touched people's lives all over, teaching them the value of loving your family, hard work, and humor. Rick said on Instagram after his father's death, "We thank everyone for their prayers and thoughts and request that we be given some privacy now." A change in the will. Despite how emotional this period was for everyone, Harrison's last desires and the contents of his will still left some in disbelief. Harrison adored every one of his sons, even though he and Rick worked side by side at the gold and silver pawn shop. Harrison originally drafted his will and included his wife and sons as beneficiaries. The will did, however, somewhat alter in 2017. Chris, his youngest son, was no longer listed as a beneficiary. The old man's official documented statement. The public was left wondering when it was revealed that Chris and his brothers were not included in the will. The family wants to keep this a private family affair and has never revealed the cause for the change. However, they said they were all aware of this and spoke about it as a family, so it wasn't a surprise. I would like to express my love and affection for Christopher Harrison. However, for this will, I have intentionally, and with full knowledge, failed to provide for him and his issue, Harrison said in his court filing, according to the blast. Surrounded by those he loved. The update and modification will specify that Rick would inherit the estate and that Harrison's wife and children, Rick and Joseph, were beneficiaries. Although Harrison's motivation for altering his will is unknown, it's evident that his family was there for him until the end, as Rick posted a photo to Instagram on the day of his father's death, captioning it, "Richard Benjamin, the old man, Harrison passed away this morning surrounded by those he loved. He will be tremendously missed by our family, the gold and silver pawn team, and his many fans worldwide." However, Harrison was more than a devoted husband, father, or successful businessman. The legacy will live on. He was my hero, and I was fortunate to get a very cool old man like my dad, that I got to share him with so many others, and that they got to see what a great family man he was is something I am grateful to have experienced with him, Rick wrote in his Instagram post, highlighting the inspiration his father had been to him over the years. Harrison's cherished son Rick, Corey, and grandson Austin, also known as Chum Lee, will continue his tradition at the gold and silver pawn shop. Born and raised in Virginia. Richard Benjamin Harrison, the founder of Pawn Stars, was born and raised in the small Virginian town of Danville in 1941, but he spent most of his life in Nevada. Although he met his future wife, Joanne Rue, at the tender age of 17, Harrison had a history of getting into various problems before becoming the well-known family man and business founder he is today. So who are the other family members keeping the cherished company going? The glue that held it all together. The new owners have been working hard to keep their pawning skills sharper than ever. And even though it had been heartbreaking for everyone involved in the store and the business, everyone knew that the show must go on. Rick, the spotter, has been known for years to be the glue that holds this family and business together, and it seems like that's still the case today. He joined the team when he was 23 and has been involved with the store for more than 3 decades, but that's not all he's been up to all these years. Producing another show. Although it's evident that the spotter is destined to work in the buy and sell industry, Rick has dabbled in a few other endeavors. As we previously discussed, he was the driving force behind the creation of Pawn Stars and has been a producer since its inception in 2012. In addition, Rick served as an executive producer on one episode of Blood, Sweat, and Heels in 2014. How awesome! But aside from that, Rick's career path has been primarily focused on the store and show. Big Hoss. Regarding Corey Harrison, it's safe to say that this apple didn't fall far from the tree. His father and grandfather have established a reputation for being the old man and the spotter in the pawn shop industry, but Corey Harrison has honed his unique skills since he began working there at the age of 9. Known as Big Hoss, Corey is all about the company's back-end operations, such as hiring the best employees for gold and silver pawn shop and letting go of anyone who doesn't meet the Pawn Stars standard. He also oversees eBay clients, but his unique talent is being an expert at evaluating and identifying a cheat. I was lucky to be born a Harrison. Corey never fails to acknowledge the wonderful experience of working for and being a part of the family business. On June 25, 2018, Corey posted on Twitter saying, "Pops," as he called the old man, was such a great grandfather and beloved character by everyone. I was lucky to have been born a Harrison and learned so much about life from him. I miss him and will carry him with me forever. We are grateful for the outpouring of love everyone is sending our way and hope everyone has a fond memory of him to share with a smile. How sweet! A brother from another mother. Speaking of belonging to the Harrison family, one special person won Harrison's affection and earned his position as a brother from a different mother. Corey and Austin Chumlee Russell have been best friends since childhood, and since he's visited the store as frequently as Corey has since they were young, Austin immediately gained a place as one of their own. Chumlee, also known as Chum, doesn't always make the best business decisions. Still, nothing compares to his honest and compassionate nature, elevating excellent customer service to a new level. Such a big part of my life and treated me like family. Austin might as well have been a member of the Harrison family, even though he wasn't. Chumlee, the kind and considerate man, learned much from the old man and was grateful to have known him as well. On June 25, 2018, Chumlee posted a heartfelt message on Twitter. "It's hard to believe he's gone. He was such a big part of my life and treated me like family. I will miss him greatly and carry the lessons he taught me throughout my life. You could always count on him to straighten you out or make you laugh, and I needed both of those attributes." Worldwide success. As popular as it was in the United States, Pawn Stars made Richard Old Man Harrison, Rick Harrison, Austin Chumlee Russell, and Corey Big Hoss household names. The show's been translated into 38 languages and broadcast in 150 countries. The old man once said he was surrounded by yelling fans everywhere, proving how popular Pawn Stars became worldwide. The show is more popular than ever. The show's popularity has helped the world-famous gold and silver pawn shop grow, but has also interfered with its regular business. What a problem! According to Travis Benton, the store manager, so many tourists visit the show that it disrupts the shop's regular business and must be closed to the public while the show is filming. Tourist attraction. You won't believe how well known the store has become. It's the most popular non-gaming destination in Las Vegas, Nevada. At times, lines of fans stretch down the street, with tourists lining the sidewalks, hoping to glimpse their favorite TV stars. However, the cast is rarely at the store because their success has kept them busy. Prank calls. Fans are eager to contact the store in other ways, such as by making prank calls, since they don't want to see the stars in person. The number of individuals who phone the store to get through and hear a cast member answer, not because they want to purchase or sell anything, is absurd. A 1991 copy of the well-known video game Battletoads has been sarcastically requested, and they've gotten a ton of phone calls. Celebrity fans. Fans of the program are not limited to the general public. Some of Hollywood's top A-list stars have taken note of Pawn Stars and even made guest appearances, which is very exciting. Celebrities seldom appear on reality TV shows, which makes it even more impressive. Phil Collins, Joe Elliott, Hulk Hogan, Jeremy McKinnon, Katie Couric, Vic Flick, Meredith Vieira, Bob Dylan, and Steve Carell are among the celebrities who have visited the store. That's an awe-inspiring collection of celebrities. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon